Hello, this pouch came from Brighter Day Pigments, so you know what that means. I'm going to have a lot of fun with lots of bright colors. Let's see what's inside of this. Oh my goodness, look, they have this beautiful little charm clip, paper clip. I love that. And then I have these little postcards that I can paint. How beautiful. Lots of fun little ways to paint postcards. Okay, ooh, that cactus looks really fun. Maybe I'll paint that one. And so I did actually swatch these colors on a live, but this is the Anthropologie Blue pouch, the blue set. And so it comes with deep red, Luma Gold, orange, Delamar yellow, which has like this really nice pretty sheen to it, chromium green, which is like a green oxide, cobalt blue, and magenta mica. This is probably one of my favorites. Here's just all the colors mixed. I really love that. Look at these beautiful colors, and they just mix really well together, so you could have a lot of fun with this one. But this is the Anthropologie Blue, and I thought I would just kind of paint this for you. This is just a postcard. They come with little different postcards that you can paint, and I thought, oh my gosh, how fun. So I thought, well, this cactus would be really pretty with the green and the yellow, and then the orange and the red, and we're just going to have fun. So it also comes with, here's the pigment. It's actually small, so it's perfect to fit in your purse. And I've actually used the green and the yellow a lot. So anyways, this is the pigment. I just love it. And then it comes with some water brushes. And it comes with water brush. So, alright, so first off is, do I want a sky and do I want the ground? I think the answer to both is yes. But my ground, I feel like I can have my ground to be down here. So I'm just going to wet my paper. If you are new to watercolor, this technique that I'm doing is like a wet into wet. It's super fun. Okay. And I'm just going to do like this green. I like this green. It's not vibrant, so I can kind of get away with it. And I'm just going to add it to the wet, to the water. And then this cactus is going to be brighter with some yellow. But I'm just adding, and this always dries lighter, so I can add a little bit more pigment where I think I want. But I love this green because it's granulating, which means it's going to give us some texture. And my next, I'm going to add a little bit of red. The red is going to dull down the green even more to make it look more like that desert look. And I'm just putting it on the page. I like to mix my paper, my pigments on the page. And if it's too red or too green, I can always fix it later. But I do like to mix it on the page, and I think that's going to look really nice. It reminds me of the desert floor maybe, or maybe other growth, vegetation growing. So I'm happy with that. And I could add some purple. Maybe it's like a sunset. That would be pretty. Let's try it. Oh yeah, that's happening. So pretty. I could probably add a little bit of red to it as well if I wanted to. I don't know if that's what I'm going to do, but I could. Yeah, this yellow has a little bit of like mica in it, and so it's really fun. It kind of, and mica usually floats up to the top, so it'll be shimmery when I'm all done with it, when I get the green on. Okay, so as I'm painting, I'm just using that Delamar yellow as an underpainting, and now I'm going in with that chrome green. I call it green oxide. That's really what it is. It's a beautiful green. It's a favorite of mine actually, and that's saying something because I really love greens. But I'm going in there with a water brush, and I'm just kind of smoothing out my lines and getting that green to just pop a little bit with that yellow. This pigment is very granulating, which means like I can pick it up. It doesn't stain the paper, so I can kind of make a mess if I had to. And you'll see that I'm using cobalt to add some more darker green. So I have yellow and then green, and then I have cobalt on the top, and that just gives the cacti a lot more depth to the painting. So a little bit more about Brighter Day Pigments, if you are new to Brighter Day Pigments, is they are handmade watercolors. They are crafted with a high pigment content for vibrant, bold colors, and you can see that in the paintings. They're more flexible and easier to use than traditional watercolors. Really, you just have to add water and paint. If you use less water, it's going to feel more like gouache or acrylic, which you can see here that it doesn't bleed in as much as regular watercolor does, because I used a thicker pigment load with the orange. And if you wanted a more softer look, like the yellow, the glow of the yellow, you just add more water. And so each set is a half pan. It's a standard half pan, so it will give you about 1.5 milliliters of paint, and it fits into most standard palettes. And did I mention that these pigments come from an artist that wanted her own pigments that she could not find at a store, and so she started Brighter Day Pigments. Isn't that wonderful? This is a cool, tranquil palette with that was inspired by the sea and the sky. It's ideal for nature sketchers, landscape painters, and lovers of all things nature. So this is a palette that I have gravitated towards. Anyways, if you found this to be helpful, subscribe to Brighter Day Pigments and learn all about new pigments. And if you love the artwork, subscribe to Watercolor Cards. I try to make content every week of things that can help you become a better watercolor artist. And my last tip for you is, when you feel like your painting is about done, you add a little bit of details. You add a little bit of line work, give it some more form, give it some more darker whatever, just to add to the beautiful painting that you have started. And usually you want to do a little bit of line work, and it goes a long way, and then you're done. So thanks so much for watching.